Hey, so we're at the, this is Chris, we're at the Bedford house that we were helping to renovate for rental property. And when we came into the house, we were kind of walking on the floor like this. And yeah, it was pretty bad. So we had to take up all the subfloor. Luckily the house, and this kind of sound kind of crazy, but the house had caught on fire years ago. They ripped the whole roof off of it and put trusses, which was great for us because the buyer wanted to gut all the walls and kind of reframe the footprint of the front part of the house. But that was also the side that had the floor just kind of going all over the place. So we knew we had some issues going on underneath the floor. The crawl space was only like 5 inches tall in some places. And so we really could not get to it from underneath. So we had to we ripped all the walls out of the house. All the drywall came out. And on the exterior wall of the issue that we were having on that side of the house. And we took all the subfloor up and realized, and so that way we were able to see what was going on. And what we exposed were 1930s balloon construction, where there was no vapor barrier. There was a lot of moisture in the crawl space. And we also saw a lot of rot, insect damage. There were joists sitting on the ground. There were joists that were rotten and that fell off the footer. We found the girder was rotten in places and was not properly supported. We found 42 feet of sill plate for the exterior wall that was just rotten. It was rotten from water and bugs over the years, and it was just bad. It was in really bad shape. So unfortunately, all the floor joists had to go. We had to address the sill plate and the rotten studs in the wall. The middle of the wall was a 28-foot span on one wall. The middle of the wall was sunk 1.5 inches, which it was pretty bad. You could see it outside. And what happened is, it seems like they, over the years, when we were doing the demo work, one of my guys was here and it was raining really bad and water was just pouring into the crawl space. So that's getting addressed with a French drain outside. But when we got in there, we had to jack the wall up. We had to pull it with ratchet straps. And luckily we had all the roof trusses, which helped us because all we really had to do was support that exterior wall. We were able to lift the wall and pull it in 1 inch, which needed to be done. Put a new sill plate of, it was a double sill plate we put in, since it was balloon construction. If you're not familiar with balloon construction, in traditional framing now, we put a rim joist and floor joist on a footer or a crawl space wall or a basement wall and subfloor, and then your walls get framed on top of that. In balloon construction, it's different. They put a sill plate down on the, I'm sorry, traditional construction is the wall, footer, concrete block, sill plate, rim joist, floor joist, subfloor, walls get framed. That's the order. On balloon construction, they put a sill plate down and frame the walls to it. And then on this side, on the inside of the wall of the footer, they would then frame the floor. So the flooring and the walls are framed not on top of each other. So that's why, the joists were rotten, but they had to come out anyway so we can get to the sill plate. And we were able to lift the wall, pull it in, to put a new sill plate down. Then we had 35 rotten studs in that wall that we sistered new studs to. So basically, when I say sister, we put the stud from the bottom plate or sill plate all the way to the top plate after we lifted it and that new measurement. So really, the wall is now sitting on those new studs and not the old studs. We just used the sister to the old studs for spacing instead of tearing all the old studs out, because in this house, it's not a traditional sheathed house with OSB. They use strips of wood that nail to the original studs, and then all the siding gets put on that. So if we would have pulled the old studs out, we're pulling all that sheathing off, or the strips and then the siding. So we just left them in there and sistered new, and it's good to go. And then we had to put new floor joists in. We had to lift the girder, put 4 piers underneath the girder. The other issue they were having is at the girder, the old girder, there were splits, like within, they would do one split for the next board and then 2 feet over another split for the next board, but no support underneath of it, so it was naturally just hinging right there. So we put 4 footers so that all the splits now are there, and then we sistered 2 new girders next to the old, or 2 girder boards next to the old girder and replaced some of the girder. We had to sister some joists, put new joists down, vapor barrier, the crawl space under that area. We raked it out, cleaned it really well. And that was a long explanation of a video, but we now sistered this 2-board girder next to the old girder. That end girder was not even sitting on the sill under that wall. So we're now going from sill here, or not sill, from footer wall or to a new pier, which is, there's one right there. And then, so there's a pier every 5 feet along this girder. And all new floor joists, all new studs, all new sill plate, and a vapor barrier down, and a level wall. So that is what we did. It was a lot of work. And we still have a little bit of work to do on the old floor system. We got a sister, because there's a little bit of rot on that joist. There's a joist there that needs to be connected over, so we're going to sister a new joist to that. So there's like 3 more joists that need to be sistered on this, and this portion will be done. So anyway, long-winded video. I hope you watch it, and like and subscribe. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.